Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome one and all to episode 192 of In Focus Friday, the show where we take a good close look at cool things made of silver or gold. Now last week we had a look at that wonderful Sea of Silver shot from the Royal Canadian Mint. If you've not checked that out, it's a sight to behold. There's a link as always down in the description below. Perhaps go and check it out after today's feature on some Riverbank Silver, which is a community member, Silver Forum member, who has been inspired by myself and many others to create some of his own hand-poured silver. So it's really cool that last week we went from silver shot and this week we're seeing the kind of things that you could make out of silver casting grain, which is really good. And I wanted to say a huge thank you to Grongler, as he's also known, Riverbank Silver on the Silver Forum. Thank you for the extra little gift as well, because originally all I purchased was this silver sack, which is very cool, and we'll talk about that. But he's also sent a customized round, which is absolutely fantastic. So big shout out to Riverbank Silver. All of his information, social media links and everything down in the description below. Go and check him out, go and say hello. And generally he has done an incredible job of creating some cool new products. He's done everything right, and I want to talk about some of that here today as well, about some tips, hints, tricks, things to think about if you are going to be looking to do some silver pouring as a hobby, and what you can do, and some of the most important things to do. If you get it right, it can really be beneficial. So without further ado, let's introduce Riverbank Silver and showcase what I originally saw and went, yes, definitely that's for me, I want one of those. So this is Riverbank Silver's kind of branding. This is their COA here, as you can see, hand-poured silver art, riverbanksilver.com, and really like the name. It's all in the name. You see a lot of times people really struggling with business names, and if you get it right, it really is good. And I like the name Riverbank Silver. It flows off the tongue well. It's got some meaning to Riverbank Silver. You can see all about that on their website, but it's just back to their youth of looking at the sort of the riverbanks and the frolicking around as a youth, and now he's using that as inspiration to create his poured silver, which is absolutely awesome, and I like that. So here we have the Silver Sacks creation. Now this is meant to be sort of like a grain sack, so it's that kind of shape, and it's obviously been sand casted in that kind of sense. It's not a graphite poured piece. Now you'll notice this has not been hallmarked. That's fine for anybody who is out there thinking about getting started with pouring silver. When you're working with 999 silver, there is so much kind of interpretive leeway when it comes to hallmarking legislations on 999 silver, certainly in simple form like this. This will very much fall in that bullion category, so we don't need to talk about the hallmarking or lack of it on this. I do know though that Riverbank Silver is registered with the Edinburgh Assay Office, and Riverbank Silver have had items hallmarked, certainly the big sort of 3D statues, which they are doing as well. So kudos to them for taking that step and that leap to actually go and get registered, but it is not a cheap thing to do, especially when you're starting out, and I can completely understand why certain products that you might make you would not want to hallmark. So fine, I'm happy with that, and I know that I'm buying this from a trusted member of the community, so I have no doubt that this is 999 silver, and it's not something I'd ever look to part with anyway, because this is really, it's for that long-term stack. I've got a lot of community pieces, and this is that long-term memory box. This is something that I'll keep. If YouTube closes tomorrow, if my YouTube channel sort of goes away tomorrow, or whatever reason, I will keep that box and I will have fond memories of it, and this will go in there and it'll live there, and I'll absolutely love it. So I'm not bothered about all of that. So really like the way this is presented, the shape, the texture. I like that the reverse here has got obviously all the stamping on it, 32 grams, so we're over 1 ounce here. I presume, I don't exactly know, but I think that Grongler is using a whip crucible, so blowtorch and whip crucible rather than a furnace like I do. You can get a lot more accuracy in your weights and measures with that kind of situation, but it is a very, very harder, kind of more laborious skill to do. So kudos to him. Looks really good. I think it's actually really pleasant in the hand. I like the curves, the shape, the feel, and generally it all is absolutely well done, really good. And it's nice to see that logo, and the logo there is really cool. It's simple, it's contemporary, it's something that appeals to the eye, the meandering river going off into the mountains, or coming out of the mountains with the moon or the sun in the background. I like that. It's very cool indeed, and kudos to him for a really good design. I know he made 15 of them, I think, and they sold out within like half an hour on the Silver Forum, something like that. I don't know if he had them listed on his website as well. I don't know if there's anything currently listed on his website, but go and check him out or get in touch, because he's a very, very talented chap. And he sent me something for free, so I'm going to send you something for free now, Mr. Grongler. Thank you so much for all of your long-term support, because you've been purchasing my hand-pulled silver for a while now, and I really do appreciate the longevity of your support. And to then send me some extra personalised, look, here we go, a gift for BYB Riverbank silver. For you to send me something extra which was not needed at all is very generous of you, so we'll be repaying the favour. Definitely. But that's his logo round. So there you go. You can see the full mountain with the river there. Very, as I said, sublime, cool looking, simple. And that's really important, because branding, and this is where we get onto kind of, I guess, the tips part. So we've given and showcased Riverbank Silver's poured pieces there. Really am very impressed with them, and I have to say, 10 out of 10 in terms of where they are, what they are, and I'd be very interested to see how you develop as a pourer over time. So kudos to you, well done. But I want to also compliment Riverbank Silver, Grongler on the Silver Forum, on his ability to create a brand, create a product and a brand which is appealing, that has been successful and has grabbed people's attention, because that is the most important thing, not just with pouring silver as a hobby, but if you are interested in creating any kind of business, any kind of product that you're going to bring to market and sell, whether it be as a self-sustaining hobby, like I started out with pouring silver. It was always meant to just be a self-sustaining hobby. You need to think about all of these things, and it is, as I said earlier on, a little bit about the name. And I have to give credit to credit where credit's due to Mrs. Backyard Bullion. She came up with the name Backyard Bullion. Originally, I think I wanted to call it Back Garden Bullion, but because we don't really call them yards here in the UK, but we knew that the vast majority of people would think it's, some back garden is, I think, colloquially something else in the USA, without getting demonetized here on YouTube. So we wanted just to have backyard. It made more sense. It rolls off the tongue a lot better. So it's in the name. And then the quality of your products, I think, is really important. It's obvious that Riverbank Silver has put a lot of care, attention and effort into their products, and you can see here by just sending out an extra thank you gift is going the extra step, and it certainly endears a customer to want to come back for more, which is really, really good. Having that background, having that story, having something more that's just a piece of silver that you've made or a product that you've made is also really important. And what I really like is on Riverbank Silver's website, there's a whole bunch of information there about them, their brand, what they're all about, and what the history is and means to them about Riverbank and why that is there. And that's really cool. It helps connect people, and the story is important for a lot of people. So that's another thing that's well done. Logos are really difficult. I'm useless when it comes to logos, I have to say. I haven't even got a proper logo, so to speak. But having something so simple, charming, is really important. It's often best to not overthink these things, and that's definitely what Riverbank Silver's done. It's simple, it's sublime, it's really good, and I compliment Riverbank on everything they've done. So well done to them. But there is just so much to think about if you are looking to get in as a sort of self-sustaining hobby. Almost more than can be fathomed actually from some people. So if you are keen to do it, I know that myself and a number of other people that I've spoken with and bounced off the ideas in the past would be more than happy to help. And places like the Silver Forum and here on YouTube in comment sections, people are always incredibly helpful with ideas. Someone on the Silver Forum even volunteered to help design some T-shirts for us the other month. So, there's so many different resources, and I think it's really important to always remember to talk with people, to ask people what they think, what's going to be right for you, might not be right for the masses. And if you have one idea, like just with the name of what we did, back garden bullion, backyard bullion, it's what's going to be right for you in the longer term, which is much more important. Anyway, look, I start to ramble about all of these things. I just wanted to compliment Riverbank Silver on a job well done, because they've created a brand, they've created a unique set of products. That's the last thing I want to say. Pouring silver is an interesting one, because without sounding too crass and rude, it's not the most difficult of hobby. It's got some interesting kind of safety things to consider, but ultimately you melt some silver, you pour it into a mold, and you have yourself a piece of silver. The tricky bit comes in the skill and attention to detail and requirements to actually get something that looks unique, different, and something that stands out from the crowd, because ultimately there's nothing stopping a lot of people out there in this world going and taking a lump of silver, melting it and changing it into some other form. It's how you do it, and it's how you present it, and how unique things are that make the difference, and that is another thing that Riverbank has done really well. So that is basically all I want to say on all of that. Maybe I'll do a further follow-up video on I guess, Backyard Bullion's top tips on starting pouring silver and getting started as a hobby. Maybe, I don't know. Seems a little bit, I feel like I fell into this quite luckily, and there's obviously an element of luck there. So I don't know whether that's a topic that really should be done. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, not only on that topic, but on Riverbank Silver's pouring as well, and go and check out his website. And I know that I don't think he's got a YouTube channel. I will double check and make sure if I've got it all down there, but I think predominantly it's all about other social media and of course the Silver Forum. So all of his links are down in the description below. Go and check them out. Otherwise, that is it for today. My usual shout out needs to go out to all of those health and key workers out there in this world, keeping us healthy, safe and fed. Thank you for all of your hard work. Otherwise, that's it from us. See you on the next video. Thank you for watching, and as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.